So I'm sure as a lot of you guys who have probably been on the internet for quite a lot recently, which unlike a lot of people. So I can bet pretty much everything all my life right now, for those of you who are on YouTube pretty much every single day, no matter what you search in the search bar, you always stumble across these type of videos. And every time I see stuff like that, I'm thinking like, man, how can one human do that so frequently and so easy? And it seems pretty simple. They basically do it because of the art that they've mastered, which is known as beatboxing. Now for those of you that don't know what beatboxing is a form of vocal percussion primarily involving the art of mimicking drum machines using one's mouth, lips, tongue, and voice. Basically something that goes like this. But the more I see these videos, it's not like any other beatboxing I've seen before. This is probably the next gen of beatboxing that has slowly advanced over the years. And it's really crazy because it's, when you think about it, it's like our language has slowly been increasing over the years. Now I'm questioning our humanity. Are we turning into humans or are we turning into robots? It's one of the two, or we're just turning into DJ machines. Now every single time that you watch these videos, now there's a good chance that you guys have heard these two primarily common sounds. The lip roll and inward bass. So basically what I want to do is I want to break down what these sounds are and I want to explain how to do them, even though I can only do one of them. But we'll get into that later. I'm going to be giving you guys my opinions and thoughts on these two common sounds that are primarily used in beatboxing. So the first sound we got is the lip roll. The lip roll is a sound created by pulling air inward through a small opening in one's mouth, oscillating the lips and producing a ripple-like sound. So something like this. Now this sound, in my opinion, is a pretty difficult sound to learn, especially for beginners. And just to give you guys a simple explanation on how to do this, or you can simply take it from this source. It is very spot on. Now in order to do this, you basically have to master quite a few steps. It's not that many steps. If anything, it's probably going to be 5 steps. So the first step is you want to go like this. Basically, it's like a kissing face, or go like this. And the second step is you want to make that kiss a little bit tighter. So basically close your lips a little bit and go like this. And then what you want to do is you want to slowly pull in air as you pucker. You want to pull in air on a certain side of your mouth. It depends on which side you feel more comfortable with. I mainly do them on my right side, but maybe you might feel comfortable doing it on the left side. Simple as that. Wait, did I say 5 steps? It is what it is. But regardless though, in my opinion, this sound is probably one of the hardest ones to learn yet. But once we get to the next one, then you'll understand how difficult, like, in comparison on how these sounds are. Now in terms of difficulty, I would have to give this sound probably a solid, like, 5 out of 10. Now it was very, very difficult for me at first. If anything, it took me like probably like months, maybe 9 months at least to master the sound. For most people, it does take months for them to master, and you know, but if you're a very fast learner, then it'll probably take you like weeks or two, probably even like 3 weeks at most. And this sound, I feel like it's one of those like cool sounds that you just cannot stop listening to. Like when you hear that sound, you think to yourself like, oh my god, like it's just, you can't get it out of your head. And it's like no matter what beat you hear, you just gotta add that sound. However, in terms of other variations of the lip roll, such as the one that we just went through, which was the basic lip roll, the most commonly used variation of the lip roll is known as the hollow lip roll. So basically the hollow lip roll, it's basically the same thing. You do the same mouth position, but to make it more hollow. So you know how when you go like this, you'll hear a little bit of the hollow, and how that's triggered basically is with your Adam's apple right here. So when you go like this, right, and you bake, and basically when you roll your lips like this, so when you don't move your Adam's apple to make it more hollow, when you're not doing it, it'll just sound something like this. We can't really do that sound without hollowing out your throat, but you get the point. It basically triggers the same effect. So in order to do that as a lip roll sound, what you want to do is you want to do the same position, but just hollow out your throat. And to progressively keep doing the lip roll, you have to keep on dragging air through your lips. You don't inhale air with your mouth. You don't do that with your lungs. However, in order to make a more powerful sound of the lip roll, in terms of the hollow lip roll, you can also do the hollow inward lip roll. Which in my opinion is probably the best sound of the lip roll. It's powerful, it's short, and just an overall gives a pretty solid lip bass. But if you want to get that lower, deeper lip roll bass, now I highly suggest that you go for the napalm sub bass lip roll. But for that sub bass, what you want to do is you actually want to take in air. It's basically like the inward lip roll, but you're not making your lips vibrate. What you're doing is as soon as you do the little kiss sound, what you're doing is you're spacing out your lips, so that way once you space out your lips, you take in as much air as you can, but you have to make sure that your lips are a lot more open. So those are pretty much all the variations that I know of. I'm probably missing quite a few, but if there's any variations that I'm missing out, you guys let me know in the comments right now. But if I had to rate this sound out of 10, I would give this sound a solid 8 out of 10. It's a really good sound, and it's really good for lip bass, or even just lip bass in general. It's really good. And for the second sound, which we're now getting into, is the inward bass, which is a sound that I actually tried learning before, which I don't really think I did too well, honestly. Wait, let's roll the clip real fast. Yeah, if anything, that sounds more like a snort bass to me. Bruh. But regardless though, this sound is probably, in my opinion, one of the most difficult sounds to learn. Probably one of the most difficult sounds to even perform. And if you don't know what inward bass is a technique where you create a deep, vibrating sound by breathing in while constricting your throat, similar to a growl, but inward rather than outward like a chest bass. Now, obviously, I can't really pull off this sound too well. And if I try now, I'm probably gonna lose my mind and just pass out on camera, and that would possibly be the end of the channel. But regardless though, this sound is very insane. And in my opinion, it's probably a fan favorite. With a lot of the pro beatboxers that I mentioned earlier in the video, these are the ones that they just bring inward bass to a whole nother level. Now, in terms of the inward bass, such as a basic inward bass, compared to these type of inward basses by other beatboxers, wow. Now, in terms of comparing the inward bass variations, there's not that many variations because it's pretty much one sound. And with pro beatboxers, they basically like try to mix up the inward bass and make it sound more powerful, even though it sounds pretty powerful off mic and on mic, which is actually pretty crazy. So in my opinion, in terms of the bass and the power, I'll have to give it a solid 10 out of 10. It is a very solid and powerful bass, really powerful. In terms of trying to perform the bass, it's really complicated, and it's really damaging with the vocal cords. So if you really want to master this bass, it's really complicated, and you really gotta practice. If anything, it'll probably take you years. Compared to the lip roll, which can take you months to master, this one can take you up to probably like 2 years at most, maybe. I don't even know. It depends if you're a quick learner. But if I had to give this sound a rating in terms of my favorite sound, I'll have to give this a solid 9 out of 10. Really good solid bass. It's really good. It's a solid bass regardless, but this bass alone is powerful both off mic and on mic, and it's just insane. Like, imagine you go to meet somebody in real life and then you just randomly go, they're gonna be like, what? Like, it's just that crazy. And every time I see beatboxers perform these sounds in beatbox battles or in wildcards, I think that's what those are, I always think to myself, like, oh my god, like the way how us humans are generating these sounds accidentally, because most of these sounds are generated by accident in terms of humankind or whatever. But it's just crazy how we could just it's crazy how we could just perform these sounds on command or even just by accident, and then the next thing you know, we create all these amazing sounds that kind of simulate like real life sounds, which is actually insane. And every day I think to myself, like, is there ever gonna be one new sound that could be generated on accident? At some point we're gonna probably start sounding like robots. Oh wait, some of us can already do that. Regardless though, it's actually insane how us humans can really just generate these sounds and just really just make really good use of them as well. It's really, really cool in my opinion. In conclusion, I would say for these beatboxers to use these sounds really, really well, I just gotta give you guys props, because me personally, I don't consider myself a beatboxer at all. Even though I love beatboxing to, you know, a little bit of beats here and there, just for fun, because I am not a pro beatboxer by any means necessary. I'm not even a beatboxer in general. Like I said, these are just sounds that I really, really enjoy, and just sounds that I would like, I just love to, you know, make just every once in a while just to mess with people. Like literally in school, I would, like, every time I'd be listening to music and then I just throw in little sounds here and there, my friends would be in the back like, hey yo, bro, wait, hold on, do that sound again? Yo, that goes tough, bro. And I just think to myself, like, man, is like beatboxing that fascinating to people? Because now I can see why. Because many of these beatboxers go into the big leagues, like going to like crazy tours, like doing all this just by making crazy sounds with their mouths and their vocals, which is absolutely insane. And I was just giving you guys my personal thoughts on not just beatboxing in general, but with certain sounds that are pretty used pretty often, in my opinion. But if there's any sounds that you guys personally think that beatboxers use a lot more frequently than these two sounds, you guys let me know in the comments down below. Now, I actually didn't plan to make this type of video, like a beatboxing topic video or whatever you want to call this. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video anyways. It's just because I've been seeing so many GBB videos or even just videos by beatboxers in general, and I just wanted to give you guys my personal thoughts and opinions on these certain beatboxers, because I know you guys, like I said from the beginning, if you're scrolling on YouTube and whatever you search, you come across those videos at least once. Regardless though, I think beatboxing is really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, then please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe today to see more of my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!